What's up, everyone? 4 Coaches for Life. We are up to 3 coaches this video round. So next time, hopefully, we'll be up to 4, and we'll be back in action. But I don't think you guys got a chance to meet and Colin Smith over here. So my introduction to Colin Smith and welcoming him into our coaching team. He's the financial guru. I'm going to send it over to him just to let him introduce himself to you guys, and we'll talk a little bit about financial, not necessarily getting to financial well-being today, but we are going to talk a little bit about finances, but with a different context. Colin, off to you, man.
Okay. Well, thanks, Ryan. Hi, guys. Hi, Brent. Yeah, my name's Colin. Hello. My name's Colin Smith, and I live in Tokyo, Japan, near Brent. My brief background, my work background is in translation, proofreading and teaching. With the corona downturn, I was seeing quite a big drop in my income, and I started my own business, which is digital marketing. So I help small businesses, help them to find new customers, new clients, help them to get acclimatized the new normal, the new kind of online way of doing things. And yeah, just try to help fellow men and women out there who are struggling under these difficult times.
Good man, good man. You're also an investor, aren't you?
Yes, that's right. That's another area I'm interested in. The future is always uncertain, so it's good to look ahead. I recently bought some property. So real estate is an area I'm interested in. Buy-to-let property, so you're benefiting from both the rise in the property value and the rental side.
And pretty much anybody can start out doing that, right?
Yeah, of course you need a bit of capital, but if you have something saved away, then it's a lot more economical than you might think. And if you talk to the right people, it's quite a minefield if you are trying to do it by yourself. But if you've got a good financial advisor, and I can introduce you to somebody if you're interested. Yeah, they can talk you through. They can deal with all the difficulties. They can deal with the landlord issues, or anything to do with tenants or taxes and so on.
Okay, so you're going to be our financial well-being Jedi coach.
Aye, aye, sir.
All right. Welcome on board.
Thank you.
And welcome back, everybody. Brent here. I'm glad to be back. I'm sorry I missed the last video. Things have been kind of crazy busy in a good way. Well, good for me, maybe not so good for others, but I've been doing a lot of career coaching and a lot of leadership development coaching. And some of the patterns and trends that I'm seeing right now, and I want to share some good news with everybody, is that the peak of the outplacement or layoffs was in the third quarter. And going into this fourth quarter, we're expecting a lot less of this outplacement work, this outplacement career coaching. Companies are going to stop laying people off. And in fact, I talked to 2 executives this week, and they were telling me that salaries may stay low and people have taken salary cuts, or employees have had to take salary cuts, and that will probably last into 2021. But come first quarter of 2021, we should start seeing companies starting to hire back people again. So give ourselves another 3-6 months and companies are going to be starting to hire people back. They believe that the economy will start to regain momentum because coronavirus will be more or less ending, over, and the faster we all start acting normal and living normal again, the faster that recovery will be. So countries are expecting growth in their GDPs in the first quarter of 2021, a little bit, and companies are planning to start hiring back. But what are people doing in the meantime? There's still a lot of people who have been laid off. There's still a lot of people who are underemployed now because of those salary cuts and have taken a real financial hit. But I've been seeing a lot of people, and Colin, you could probably back me up on this, a lot of people like Brian, myself, Gab, people starting their own side businesses. I've had 2 conversations today with people who've decided that instead of looking for a job because they're discouraged and they just can't find work, that they're going to start using the skills and the knowledge that they do have and go into the self-employed sector instead of being an employee, moving into the self-employed quadrant of, if you ever read the Robert Kiyosaki book, Cash Flow Quadrant. Employee, self-employed, business owner, investor. So moving into the self-employed sector, using their skills and know-how, knowledge, and yeah, things are looking brighter. Things are looking more positive. The economy will return, so to speak. I do see, though, that it's going to be a slow recovery throughout 2021, but always keep in mind that being your own person and setting up your own business can be something as simple as my friend Carrie, what she is doing. She is painting. She's using her talents and gifts of painting and starting to sell those online. Or another colleague friend of mine who lost his job as a consultant. He has started an online toys sales, vintage toy online sales business. And he's thinking to start his own consulting business because he's really cares about communities and helping make sure that small businesses can thrive and have the support that they normally wouldn't get because they can't afford high-priced consultancies to help them with growing their business and having a healthy community with thriving businesses. So I'm seeing a lot of positives going forward, especially after the elections.
I was going to say, I think this is actually an opportune time. I mean, some of us unfortunately have been impacted greater than others with this whole ordeal, but I think this is a time also to start to look at what's really valuable to you in your life. You know, we have a lot of things and material goods, and when we have a drop in salary, or unfortunately if we lose our job, how important were those ever anyway? And I think this is a time when we can start to use our purchase power as well as a way to create a better space, a greater world. Where do we want to put our money? You know, and I'm in the United States, as most of you know. I think it was somewhere along the lines they were saying about 60% of small businesses are unfortunately not coming back. But there are still 40% of those businesses, and there's also room for new businesses to come into play. The question is, where are we going to put our money? Are we going to put it into the big dogs, or are we going to help the little guys out? So I think it's time for us to start thinking that way as we start to get the economy back in, we start to get our jobs back, we start to get our salaries higher again. Where's our purchase power go? What decisions can we make? Can we create a better place through how we spend our money? And really what we spend our money on, are a lot of those things even that important? I hope for a lot of people that we've been able to wake up and see that being with family, spending time with our friends, those things, making memories, those type of things are the most important things for us. And time is utterly valuable. Unfortunately, there has been a lot of tragedy through this time, not only from coronavirus, but the other aspects of job loss and other ways people unfortunately have tragically died. We've lost a lot too, and so it's time to wake up and realize that life is also short, and time is ultimately the most valuable resource we have. And how do we utilize that time when we do have financial resources? How do we utilize that? And I think it's just really important. It's really important to start thinking about that.
Colin is always telling me about time.
Yeah, I just like to echo that completely. Time is our most valuable resource, and money can come and go, but time you never get back. We've all got the same 24 hours. We've all got the same 7 days in the week. And I think this time with the coronavirus has reset all of us, all of our clocks, and made us rethink, how we're spending our time. Do we just want to be miserable every day and read the, depressing news about what's going on, or do we want to do something with this this time? And yeah, it has been a very tragic time in many ways, but also we can see a silver lining at a time of opportunity. And speaking for myself, I don't think I would have stepped out to start my business if it wasn't for coronavirus. There's a little story, if I can throw this in, of a man who moves out to this old town, and he goes to bed at night, and he's kept awake. He can hear this dog howling, and he hears this sound, ooh, ooh. And it starts out kind of a whimper, and later he hears the dog howling, ooh, ooh, like this. And so the next day he hears again the dog howling, ooh, ooh, like this, and he thinks, the dog's in pain. There's something wrong. And he goes around to his neighbor, and he says, look, I'm sorry, I can't sleep at night. I hear your dog howling. And he said, there must be something wrong. The guy says, yeah, the dog's in pain. And he says, well, what's wrong? He's lying on a nail. Well, why is he lying on a nail? Why doesn't he get up? Oh, it doesn't hurt that much.
Yeah.
And so the dog will put up with a bit of pain, but it's not enough pain to get up. Maybe getting up will cause a bit of pain as the nail comes out. And I think a lot of us have been in that situation. We've got these kind of like niggling little pains, whether it's with your finances, with your job, with your health, with relationships, but it's not big enough for you to do something about it. And then Corona came along, and it's like, oh boy, I got to do something. And that's kind of the situation I felt in. I thought, if I don't do something now, I don't know if my work's going to come back. I don't know if the economy is going to recover. So if you're in that situation, I really feel for you, and we're here to help you. And we'd like to get you on the right track.
Actually, I've been quite pleased with the number of viewers or people who have recommended that somebody reach out and contact us through our email addresses or through LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever. And I've had some really wonderful conversations with people. So audience, please feel free to contact any one of us, set up an appointment with us, tell us what's going on. And, you know, our big why is your well-being, you know. And if I can just quote from one of my favorite movies, and it's not Star Wars this time, but it's from Lord of the Rings. I wish it need not have happened in my time, said Frodo. So do I, said Gandalf, and so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for us, for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us.
Amen.
Amen to that. Gandalf the Grey. Pretty cool wizard, man. So I live by that now. I've got that as my kind of motivational visioning board to remind me about time. And thanks to Colin for always talking to me about how precious time is, so I can, have better well-being.
Anytime, brother.
Thank you, brother. So on that note, I'd like to just say thanks to the audience. We want to try to keep the videos short from now on, and we want to ask you what we like to always ask is, what are you going to do to stay well and keep being? What commitments are you willing to make to stay well and keep being? And if we could ask a little favor from you, if you found anything useful or thought-provoking in this video, please subscribe. Please feel free to share. Sharing is caring. And hit that like button. It helps support the Wellbeing Rebellion, which is for you. We love you.